What's going on, guys? It has been some time since I've given an update. Honestly, kind of forgot to take some videos and share it on some YouTube for the followers. Sorry about that, fellas. We're looking at to date. The tank's been up running for a year to today, the 17th of March. So the tank is officially 1 year old, so we're getting there. Couple changes. Not really much to coral. I mean, they have some acros that are, of course, blowing up. Little anemone's doing good. Got me a frag rack for some of my Samacora I broke, and I got a SPS colony that I'm acclimating to the tank a little bit. Not sure where he's gonna go. Of course, I broke some bubblegum digi off. I should say the tang technically broke it off, but we all know how that goes. So I figured I'd put it on a frag plug, let it get comfortable. Got a Midas Blenny more recently. He is freaking cool. Pretty colors, very active fish. Recently changed my lighting. I was running for the longest time for AI Prime HDs with four T5s. I've since changed to Radeon Gen 4 Pros. My par numbers were just super low for the SPS, for what I wanted to maintain as an average. So I'm still in the acclimation phase. I've got a Senai here I've been using to check my par. And so far I'm sitting at about 200 at the top with the acclimation mode, but it's only on like 30% output right now. So I've got it set to 40% when the acclimation's complete. So I'm gonna see what it looks like afterwards, do some readings and before and after. I was averaging 150 to maybe a smidge over 200 at the very top with the primes, and they were running at 116% blues, 110% ultraviolets, just overloading and not really getting what I wanted. Decent growth, but I was losing colors. This is my Walt Disney that used to have nice purple tips and a generally pink body that's kind of went bland in color. This is my one acro that, heck if I know the name, but it is happy as a clam. Even especially since I've added the Radeon, it's colored up very nicely. Chalice, a couple little mixed species. I got Samacora all over the place, mostly from some pieces just, breaking off and landing there, and it just took hold. I think that's a staghorn I picked up from a local reefer. He hooked me up because I helped him with something. I lost this for a little bit. Quite a bit of it died off. Not sure what really caused it, but it's Pavona. Quite a good portion of it died off, and as you can see, it's come back. Bam Bams are kind of spreading out. They were clustered for quite a while, and I think they're trying to run from the coral there, because Pavona is a little on the aggressive side. That's that bonsai, Garf bonsai. Trying to get some of its blue back. Got some hungry akins. The little zoas. My green slimer has, you can see some portions have died. A little ways back, it just turned pale, almost like as if lights were bleaching it, but I didn't change anything on the light, so I'm not sure what changed it. But all the parameters were where it needed to be. I got multiple reefers involved to see if I was just going nuts. But then all of a sudden it just came back, gained all its color back, and now there's quite a few new growths all over the place. Got some Millie in the back, Golden Millie, Samacora again. Of course, GSP, you can see that's grown. Miscellaneous Acropora. I think this top one is the Bubblegum Digi. I think another piece of it's down here. It's lost some of its fuzziness, and I'm not sure as to why. It's holding its color. It lost it for a while, but I was losing color on a lot of my corals, and I was originally thinking nutrients were low, and they weren't, reading anything, almost untraceable. So I started adding nitrates, and it started to bring it back up, but of course I got an algae bloom. So I'm trying to find the happy middle ground. I think that one's the honeycomb leptastria, if I've got that correct. Frog spawn split into 2 heads already. This one's got 3 going. And then my sun-kissed bounce mushroom split, which is always good. These guys, the sea urchin decided to knock it off the rock. I had it glued on there. So they're a little ticked off because I just put it back 2 minutes ago. Clams fat and happy. Got my little anemones doing good. I had a what is the name of it? One of the little pest snails that puts its string out. Can't think of the name of it right now. It was stinging that Monopora green monicap. So I super glued his hole shut. Had a couple of those. I've been killing them as I find them. Slowly, of course, to not create a nutrient spike. Piece of watermelon Samacora fell back here, and the thing just took off. So apparently this strain likes a lower light. It's quite happy in the low light. These guys have added some new heads to them. It originally was really just 4. Now it's turning into what looks like probably double that. Nothing's really changed below. Everything's still the same except for I had to relocate my original clownfish from my drop-off tank because the clownfish up here was being quite cruel. She was a bully, and I think honestly it's because the 2 of them have become or are already female, so they're kind of fighting for territory. So I separated them for now. She seems to be quite happy, and of course she's getting well fed with copepods and all sorts of goodies. But for now she's going to stay down there until I figure out what I want to do with her. Started dosing a little over a month ago, trace colors, in hopes to see if that was the issue, if it was, lack thereof, those particular elements. I did notice quite a bit difference. Hard to say what truly caused it, but after doing that for about a month, I have gained some good color back on, especially that coral right there, the Acropora. That one really got its green and light blue and purple, and camera just doesn't do it justice. It's taken off. But other than that, not a lot's changed. I am going to be adding two MP40s. I've already picked them up, mostly because these things are a pain in the butt to take out, disassemble, clean, and then, you know, the tank's without that flow for however long. That, and it doesn't help, I've got cords ran all down the back here, so I've got to, you know, unwind all the cords and go through all that step. It's quite a pain in the butt, so I figured the MP40s I can just keep around an extra wet side and should fix my issue as far as maintenance goes. My Royal Grama, love that guy. Just about to turn, I think, 2 years old in April. Him and my Tang, blue-eyed coal Tang, do not get along. Them two chase each other all over the place. Never really had those two very different species do that to each other, but it doesn't last long. They chase each other away and then they move on. You might see it, up there it goes there. She chases him into his rock, and 2 seconds later he comes right out. See, there he is, and might see something. And he's right back out. So he doesn't seem to be stressed. He's eating, so I'm just going to keep an eye on it. You can see my sea urchin in the back there. He's the culprit who decided to move my zoanthid. My green guys decided to recede a little bit. They all kind of went down into that little cove. But other than that, everything's been doing good. Just keeping up with the maintenance and enjoying the view. Thanks for checking it out, guys. Any questions, comments, feel free to send them my way. Glad to answer them. Thanks, guys.